Don't worry about it. What is up, YouTubes and Twitches? Gotta train the voice. Gotta get the voice low. Gotta train it. Gotta align your chakras. What does that even mean? Does anybody even know what a chakra is, honestly? Legitimately, without Googling it? Huh? Staring at the wrong webcam? This is not the right webcam. Now it is! That's not even the right screen. That's not... that. We're off to a great start, guys. Don't worry. Overloaders. Meta. Is it or not? That is the question. This stream, also, we will be eating on stream. Looking at the wrong webcam again. This is the right one. Trashy, what's up? Welcome. Thank you again for you guys. And all the things that you do for the food orders. It's such a huge help. I've always wondered, do you and everyone else that does all the food orders, do you guys always use all of the food buffs all of the time? Or do you just use really a couple of food buffs? Are you super into that min-max grind where you have to have every single buff, or... yeah, that's pretty much what it would be, yeah. That's pretty much exactly what it would be. It's because some of that stuff, I mean, this is the thing. Some of that stuff, it's cool to farm for, right? And you can really just have Yasmin in a camp, server hop, just keep getting food items. Yasmin and Grandma Junko, right? And you can get food items relatively quickly, right? One server, you do Yasmin, Grandma Junko, and then White Spring Restaurant. You'll get a decent amount of stuff without even having to actually make it at a workstation, but either way, man, the amount of work that you guys put in to do all that stuff is phenomenal, so that's why it's always, I'm always happy to drop you guys buttloads of extra ammo and more than whatever the total of the order is, so thank you again. I only use a few raids stacked. Yeah, you kind of need all the help you can get in raids for sure. Yeah, same here. I have every single food item going all of the time. Sparing no expense. Especially as a human, because you have both of them that you can use at the same time. From stun, but we got it figured out. It might. There's always a way around the stunning aspects and the cryo aspects, but are they going to change it? Are they going to buff it? Are they going to nerf it by the time it hits the live game? Because right now, there is a incredibly long list of things that buff the damage of overloaders. It's pretty ridiculous. Pretty much anything in the game that boosts base damage, and even some perk cards that boost ranged damage, buff overloaders. I mean, it's at a point, well, at least right now in the PTS, where you can go to West Tech, surrounded by level 100 super mutants, even after they got buffed, stand there and just dead. I mean, you're easily doing 1,000 plus damage. Just dead. It's like reflective on crack. And there is some kind of dot damage going, because what'll happen is it'll hit the enemy the first time, you'll see that big damage number fall off, and then there's a second number. So there's actually some lingering kind of dot effects happening. Maybe? It's really weird. But the amount of things that boost the damage of it is nuts, honestly. Adrenaline stacks, Psycho Buff, Black Susan Tea, anything that increases base damage, even things that like downrangers, pretty sure that works. Gorilla works, pretty sure. Yeah, it's ridiculous, man. That's so much damage. and yeah, obviously it's PvE, so it's easy to kill everything in PvE, but I mean, even just doing that much damage, there's no way that does not translate well to PvP also. Telling yourself, don't worry, he would take care of you with the ammo. Yeah. Well, that was the first time we had kind of done that transaction. Well, not with that person specifically. We had done transactions before, but with that order, it was just pretty much, hey, I'm just gonna drop you a bunch of stuff. But no, don't worry. It'll at least cover the one payment for everything, and then you're just gonna get a bunch of extra. So, yeah. he said, you are correct. You figured out. Big ol' OCD guy. Right here. You figured it out. No odd, strange numbers. Even whole numbers only. Nothing else is acceptable. PvP will be fucked, even PvE will be... You know... PvE is just... whatever. It's just easy at this point. For most of us. Most of us play this game way too much. We min-max the crap out of everything, right? Mobs, whatever. Earl, whatever. Raids at this point. The Snake, the Guardian, whatever, right? But... the PvP dynamic's always different. That always changes. That's always a lot trickier to figure out. But it seems like that unless something changes, again, there's a lot of things that are going to change in the PTS, but with PvP, it seems like with Auto Axe, Shredder, and Holy Fire nerf, that it's going to be a lot tougher to do more damage this next season than it was the previous one, right, with the Holy Fire and Shredder metas. And it's going to be a lot harder to kill people because of how many auto revives they're going to get through Power Armor Reboot being changed to a Stim Pack res, Scout Spanners, and then the, what's the name of it? Those auto res cards in Charisma that now auto res you without an animation, and then you can equip the one where you go straight to 100 health. And then you can equip Revenant, so when you do get an auto res, you get 25% damage. So you could essentially have, what, 3 or 4 different buffers. If your health hits 0, it's just going to shoot back up. So it seems like with this new PvP meta, nobody's going to die. Because everything is getting nerfed. So nobody's going to be able to do damage, and everybody's just going to be auto-resing left and right. So... I mean, which is kind of funny because it was already like that anyway. If you have a good PvP setup and you're going against somebody else that has a good PvP setup, it pretty much just turns into a stalemate. And then at that point, it's just who runs out of resources first, right? That's who wins. So it's already kind of a stalemate to begin with. Well, at least right now, unless they're using a shredder, then really the only thing you can do is just resolve break until they decide to stop. But it's weird. It's going to be interesting, that's for sure. We spend a lot of time farming beast brains now. Oh, yeah, that... Definitely not interested in doing that again. That's for sure. Because the thing that's so tricky about the Scorch Beast brain farms is... or any of the Scorch Beast meat, it's like it knows the one that you want. Like, oh, double XP's coming around? You want Scorch Beast brain? So you can make broiled Scorch Beast brain? Okay, here's 20 Scorch Beasts, and they all drop livers. It's like the game knows you're trying to farm for that specific one. And it doesn't give it to you, right? Do you guys experience that too? Okay, you do. All right. Maybe it's not a conspiracy theory. Maybe that is conspiracy fact? Maybe? Volume up or down? You had to have an even number of volume. Yes. They should make a TV and also radios in your car that only go up in 5 increments or 2 increments. So when you turn the volume up, it only goes 20, 25, 30, 35, right? Not 19, 20, 21, 22. Because if it does that, it has to either be on 20 or 25. There's absolutely no way that I am turning that dial on that radio to 23 volume and letting it sit there. Absolutely no way. Not happening. Oh, God. Damn, dude, what they putting in these cheddar bunnies? Wow. All right. Anyway, near-death experience. Maybe not. Has passed. But yes, it's really weird how when damn. What the hell is in this? Arsenic? These are supposed to be organic. Arsenic is not organic. It's not. This is off to a good start. But yeah, they have to do that on purpose. About the scorch beast brains. Or whatever specific thing that you're looking for. What's the most obnoxious one out of all those food items to make? Please don't die. Dude. There's something in these. It's stuck. Half of a cheddar bunny is stuck. Like right here. The things content creators do for views. What the heck? That thing is going to take a minute to actually wait. Hold on. We have to do a custom for this. Unless they added the locker. Because last time, there was not a locker. If they didn't add the locker, then... Also, what was up with the carry weight right then? Did that say... 739? Dude, what the heck? What is up with this carry weight? Alright. Deathclaw Wellington is 8. Smoke Mirelurk Phillips are 188, like normal, but yeah, that's really weird. What the heck is this? What the hell's all that crap on there for? Oh, strong back. That's why it was so high. But even then, 669 is still pretty high, considering whatever. Okay, so there isn't the locker. So okay, which is weird. They usually introduce the locker when they introduce new things to test, right? Hey, here's new 4-star legendaries. You should put them in the locker so we can test them. Whatever, we'll just have to do it on a custom.
If the Scorched or the Ferals...
Okay, now we're over encumbered.
Hello?
Alright.
I would have liked
What you got, Yaz?
shit. Thank
Alright. So... dude, where all your clothes go? Yeah, so... Alright. Yeah, we're gonna have to do this one in custom, which isn't ideal. Ideally, we would be on a team, a full team with other people, so that way we could have something it's a little bit more accurate to what it would actually be like in the live game. But whatever. Ain't that big a deal. All right. So this should be our overloader set? Yes. All right. So we'll just go ahead and change it to overeaters, whatever. Hellcat, so sickest power armor in the game. Hellcat. To be honest. That ballistic damage reduction, though. Let's get rid of all this stuff. So, full set. Overeaters. Endurance. Actually, science works. So, we could actually do intelligence as the second star. And that would give us even more damage. Yeah. Okay, so science does work. Let's test it, though. Let's see. What is our intelligence at right now? Oh, actually, it's going to be pretty bad because we need to redo serums. All right. We'll do casual team. What's our hotkeys right now? What you up, bud? Who's gonna explode first? Oh, you are? Okay, cool. No worries. 400, just... Oh yeah, it works with Furious too, that's right. I mean, we didn't even have to do anything. Honestly, it's funny, it's funny, they were saying, some friends that I play with really regularly were saying that because of how much I'm in the Pip-Boy during the middle of events and stuff, that this is the best mod for armor, because it'll just kill people while not, it'll just kill mobs without even having to do anything. What's up, Llama Duck? Welcome to the stream. Game is dead. When legacy weapons went to SH1T and PvP died. That's fair. This game has changed a lot over the years, and because of that, a lot of people have came and went. That's completely understandable. That's nuts. Actually, you know what we could do? Just a test. We could do a reverse onslaught. Just to get the stacks up. That wasn't even overloaders. That was just funny. 830. Uh-huh. 860. We're on like 10 kill streak. Where you at? What you doing? Oh, hey, dude. Reverse onslaught with the cold shoulder, though. Jeez, dude. You don't even have to... You don't even... There's no way that they don't change this. Honestly, right? There's no way. And that's actually... Taking one for the team isn't really... It's not doing anything because we don't have anybody else on the team right now. So that would actually be even more damage. It would probably be easy to get that over 1,000 per hit. Hey, bud. What are you doing? Okay. See you later.
Who's there?
What? Oh, dude. Ouch. Alright. Let's reset, because those aren't level 100s. So we'll reset just to make sure we get as many level 100s of them as we can. Ah! Who put that hair in these Cheez-Its? Alright. So, we know science works, demolition expert works. Downranger might work. It's hard to tell. Because as the range increases, the damage that the overloaders is doing also decreases. So the further away they are, the less damage it's going to do. So it's tricky to figure out if Downrangers works or not, but it looks like it does. So let's go ahead and put it on. All of these new ammo spender stacks work. So that's why all of this is on here. Drum Corps, lock and load, bear arms. Bringing the big guns. Easy target also works. Now, we might swap this out. And try to do a unarmed / overloaders build. Because Wound Salter works with overloaders, but they have to be bleeding. But we can put mods on our fists and power armor that do bleed attacks. So, really cool synergy there. So we'll take off that. We'll add Wound Salter. So, once they're bleeding, any consecutive hits that we do with unarmed will do even more damage. And then if overloaders procs, it'll do even more damage because the target's bleeding. So that's pretty cool. All right, we've got strength. No, we don't. Okay, we need to add more to strength to be able to get our damage up. So let's do this. Alright, now we can take off perception, and then we're going to add strength. Okay, so now base special is at 15, and then we put the legendary strength card on top of that. Want to see about more unarmed perks. Okay. We might not need traveling pharmacies since we're on a custom with high carry weight. So we'll do Iron Fist. Pretty sure Iron Fist goes up to 100. %96 unarmed damage, 960 DR. Okay. So we need to get our DR up so we can get that max 100% Actually, what we could do then, we could put Vanguard's pieces on. Now, if this was live game and we had teammates, this would easily be over 1,000 DR. Oh, wait a minute. No. We won't even need to do that. Let's do this. We don't need Thirst Quencher because there's an abundance of coffee. So, boom. There we go. Now we can use Ironclad Ring 3. So now our punching attacks will deal 100% more damage. Wound Salter is going to do 30% more damage. So this is going to work with not only punching unarmed attacks, but also with overloaders. It's going to increase overloaders damage. Are there any other... Bloodluster. This one's cool. This one's cool. Yep, that one needs to go on. Alright, let's rename this. Overloader Unarmed. Alright, we're gonna get rid of the ammo stacks. Can you... Actually, we should test this. If you would be able to increase your ammo spender stacks to the max amount and then just leave them. Because if we're only using unarmed attacks and power armor, which is just fists, then we won't be switching weapons. So we could probably get our ammo spender stacks up, max them out, and then... Okay. Let's try that. We're going to try that next. Alright, so let's get Wound Salter, Bloodluster. This one's super cool. So it does more damage in the least amount of time. In less time, which for dot damage, that's absolutely what you want. There's a lot of weapons that do dot damage over 10 seconds, 12 seconds, and even in right now, there's one that does 40 seconds dot damage, but it really just depends on what the dot damage is per second. So if it does 1,000 damage, but it's over 10 seconds, that's 100 dot damage per second. That would be better than a weapon that might do 1,500 damage, but it does it over 30 seconds. That's actually less damage per second, even though it's more on the item card, right? So this one's cool. Some people might think that this is bad because it says 25% less duration, but this just means that you get much more of your overall damage in a shorter period of time. So this just increases DPS. So this one's sick. That's a cool change. As far as unarmed is concerned, we could run full charge, but whatever. Actually, sharp melee weapons gain 20% swing speed. Oh. Okay. What is that one melee weapon that they added that does ridiculous the Invader? What the heck is that? there was something that they added. Okay, so this does bleed damage. So here's a good example of how that dot damage, right? Figuring out which one of these two dot damages is better. Is it going to be the poison dot or the bleed dot? The easiest way to figure that out is you take 1071 and you divide it by the seconds. 7. It's 153 dot per second. That's pretty good. It's pretty high. Then we'll take 3,584 and we'll divide that by 25. That's only 143. So even though this one is a lot higher, this is actually more DPS. And it's also bleed dot. So what we might do, we might run one of these. See how that interacts with the bleed damage. See, there's more bleed dot. Okay. This is 887 divided by 9. That's only 98 dot per second. So, not as good as the other one. Here's another one. Drill Fist. This counts as unarmed. We won't be able to wear this in power armor, but 926 divided by 6, 154 dot per second. And then the other one is 703 divided by 4. That's 175. So the dot on this Drill Fist is really good. 175 dot per second is really high. What is that one weapon where that they added that was it was a sword. It kind of looked like this. It looked almost exactly like this, but it was a 4-star legendary that had bleed damage on it. It's a new weapon. No, it's not in here. Well, whatever. Alright, let's do this. Power tools, no. Sharp weapons, cauterizer. We're looking for anything with bleed. Headhunter's kind of whatever. Alright. So, let's see if this actually translates to more damage on the weapon card itself. Let's do Drill Fist, Ultrasight Terror Sword. $1,417 dot. 1,417. Wait a minute. That sword is already crazy with Strangleheart power armor. Oh, you talking about the Ultrasight Terror Sword? Or are you talking about something else? This is weird. So, without Bloodluster, this does 1,417 damage over 8 seconds, bleed damage. Right? 1417 divided by 8. 177 per second. However, when we add... No. Bloodluster, which is supposed to be giving us 35% more damage, but less duration. Now we're doing 1,100? 1161 divided by 6. Okay. So that's now 193 dot per second. Okay. This can be kind of tricky to understand, but even though this number went down, so did the seconds, so the overall damage per second went up. Okay, that's interesting. It went from 197 per second to 193 per second. Okay. Yeah, Ultrasight Terror Sword is pretty cool. A lot more people are probably going to be using it with this buff. Yeah. I mean, it already did a crazy amount of dot damage to begin with, but yeah, pairing that with Thorn also, since Thorn adds bleed damage. And then Strangleheart, which is obviously adding poison damage. Yeah, that's a pretty cool combo. And we can try that. We can try, we'll do some overloaders testing first for sure, but we can do a Thorn set and then throw that on there and see what it looks like. That was a good melee for Dot. Yeah. Modify the size to do more bleed. Can you? The thing that sucks about the scythe is you're just limited to whatever the rolls on it are. Already done a build for it. Nice. Yeah, that's sick. Wait a minute. What? Did it just disappear? All right. We definitely made one of these. Okay. Where's it at? Where's the weapon? Guys, where's the weapon? Pretty cool. What's up, Mr. Barbecue? Is that? Pretty sure that's how you say that. Looks like you swapped a couple letters there, but what's overloaders do? Yeah, overloaders is... We're gonna check it out in a sec, but 10% chance to trigger an EMP pulse when hit, 50%, dealing 50 energy damage to nearby enemies for 5 seconds. Now, the reality is, it does way more than 50 damage. The initial burst is way higher, and it depends on your overall damage output. Pretty much anything that increases base damage, like Adrenaline, Psycho Buff, Susan T, taking one for the team, whatever. There's even some ranged cards, like Downranger and Gorilla, that only are supposed to work with ranged weapons, but work with overloaders also. I mean, you can get 800-900 damage per hit when this procs, and then you'll see this second energy damage of 50 pop off also. So... it did okay, that's how it said. Okay, cool. But yeah, does that make sense? We're gonna test it in a second, but just trying to figure out why the heck this is not doing what it's supposed to. Let's just make some other ones. See if the same thing is happening. Okay, there's the face breakers and the mechanics friends we just made. Right? Did it put it in the stash by any weird chance? Sheep Squatch Staff. Okay. Gulper Smacker. Drill Fist. Alright, we already got one of those. Whatever, we'll just bring another one out. Doesn't really matter. Blue Ridge Branding Iron. What's the dot on this one looking like right now? 891. Because this one has really good dot divided by 5, 178. Yeah, Blue Ridge Branding Iron is very good dot damage. Yeah, it's really weird. Alright, so we'll get rid of these. Just because we already have some that are named anyway. That way, we'll just do that. And then Drill Fist and Ultrasight Terror Sword. Alright. Stun procs every 5 seconds. It procs a lot. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. We'll go ahead and get our strength up. But, we're only going to be able to get it so high because we don't have teammates. So food buffs aren't going to work as well, but whatever. Onslaught does, or Overloaders does work with Overloaders. Wait, what were we talking about? ADHD. Completely forgot. All right. Oh. This is weird. Oh, Deal Sealer. 10% damage for each impairment your target has. Okay. So impairment, they're considering dot damage. Apparently. So, pretty much anytime they have dot damage, you're doing extra damage. This is actually going to synergize really well with Vulcan, because Vulcan does 2 dot damages. Oh, wait. No, never mind. It doesn't say radiation here. This could work even better, though, with Thorn, because Thorn has the chance to potentially do bleed and poison to nearby enemies. Alright, so let's do this. We need to... Choo-choo's adds bleed. Yes. Correct. Yeah, it adds bleed damage on the live game right now, too, yeah. Let's do this. The arms need to have... Dang. What? Alright. Oh, whatever. Actually... we have a full strength set. That's going to work out a lot better. We'll just use that. Let's just make sure on the arms we can put... Okay, we can do that. Okay. So on the arms, we're going to put Rusty Knuckles. So we do +9 unarmed bleed damage. We could try to... one with Rusty Knuckles, one with Tesla Brazers. So one hand does unarmed damage, unarmed bleed damage. The other one does energy damage, but whatever. For now, we're just going to do Rusty Knuckles on both. And then we're going to change these to... we'll get rid of Toxic. We'll just do whatever. Overeaters and... Actually, we could do a mix of Sentinels and Cavaliers, since this is kind of a up-close and personal thing. Let's change this to Cavaliers. Alright, data-based. Torso. Whoa. Oh, it's all the other stuff. That's right. Deals 5 energy damage to nearby targets. That needs a buff, because nobody's ever going to use that. If that was a lot more, maybe 50 or 500 energy damage, maybe people would use it, but we're just going to do +2 strength. And then we're going to do overloaders on all pieces. Now this is Vulcan, so it should be a little bit easier than Hellcat to get 1000 DR and max out the unarmed damage, or the bleed damage. Or unarmed damage, yeah, that's what it is. So we did full Overeaters, Strength, Sentinels, Cavaliers mix, Overloaders. All right. So strength is 61. Nuka Dark. It's giving us +6 strength. All right. Nuka Twist. Whatever. Max Storm Scout. Oh, that's right. Yeah. There is still a use for that. That's right. We're going to try to get our stacks up first. Actually, can get Drum Corpse, Ammo Spender doubled. Actually, we need that thing again. That's right. Here's an idea. Let's do this. I'll change this to the quad. Actually, let's do this. More ideas. The Gauss minigun. Oh, no. The Gauss minigun has 20% capacity. So that's 600 rounds per mag. And then we put quad on it. So now it has, what is that? 2 mil. Okay, regular 2 mil. So this should be, what, 2,100 rounds. The Overloaders was a play on combining Overeaters and Battle Loaders. Yeah. That's not a bad assumption. Hopefully they change the Gauss minigun to where it's the new meta. Honestly. Gauss mini heavy gun meta was so badass. This is ridiculous, dude. We have been shooting for so long, and there's still 1,500 rounds left. This is nuts, dude. New data mine stuff for Season 22 scoreboard. Yeah, some of that stuff looks pretty cool. Lots of, was there some in particular that you were really excited about? A lot of camp stuff. A lot of new skins and such. $20 stacks. And we still have 1,000 rounds left. Now, the problem is, are we going to be able to keep these? Actually, we might be able to unequip the weapon and then still keep the stacks. So let's go here, let's unequip it. Alright. So all we do is unequip the weapon. And then we have 20 ammo spender stacks. A lot of camp stuff. Corvega workbench. Oh, is that the new car, right? Where the workbench is the car that goes up on the lift. New skins to old melee weapons. A lot of them need it, man. We need more skins for the auto axe. We need more skins for the it's not a melee weapon. We need a skin for the holy fire. Honestly, you should be able to change the way that the holy fire looks. It's kind of ridiculous. But yeah, you're right. Power Fist is a skin or a unique weapon like the Icebreaker. The Power Fist?
Could show up. I rip his legs clean off.
This guy's legendary, so he's got more health. This isn't doing much. What's our DR at? Oh yeah, that's definitely plenty of DR. 1200 DR, so Iron Fist is giving us 100% unarmed damage.
You will die here.
That is not doing any damage. We're pretty much, this is doing so little amount of damage that we're pretty much just waiting for overloaders to proc. Yeah, see, overloaders is doing all of the work. This is kind of disappointing. Maybe this is not working the way that it should. Unarmed seemed promising in power armor, especially considering how high you can get your strength. So strength right now is 61, and that's without being on a team, so it'd be higher than that, obviously, with being on a team. But that's kind of weird, honestly. It's not doing much. Kind of sucks. Huh. Let's get strength on the twist going. Alright, so +2 strength. Alright, so now... did we run out of... Yeah, we did. Alright, so we only have Deathclaw Stake. So now strength is 63. Okay. Yeah, it's only doing what? 53 per hit. It's 63 strength. It's so the number of the amount of damage we're doing is not even higher than our strength right now. We have 63 strength and it's only doing 50 something damage. Yeah, overloaders is just completely, absolutely doing 90% of the work. That's really weird. That has to be a bug or something. Too many gun skins and some weapons have none. Exactly. That's the best way to describe that. The balance is so... It makes no sense. Low health build. Good.
Stand still!
Alright. Now,
You hit like red
we're doing 51. So somehow that went down. Oh, we lost 2 points of strength. Did not change much. That did not increase the damage output. So even though Nerd Rage is... Wait a minute. Nerd Rage is on. We're at 17% health. Nerd Rage only says 0.02% damage. Guys, sometimes this game just works as intended. No flaws, no bugs. Yeah, okay. That's what's tricky about testing stuff in this game, because half the time you don't know if it's because of a bug or your testing methodology was wrong or it's just a bug. Nerd Rage at 17% health is not working. So how many other things are not working? It's really weird. All right. So we'll do Tesla bracers. Even though we'll lose the bleed. Even though it probably really doesn't even matter, because it looks like not even the bleed thing was working correctly. Because we were doing 51 damage even after the target started bleeding. The damage did not go up. So... Oh, it's a stat lot bug. That's still a thing? Seriously? What a game. It's a good thing they changed all this other stuff around and didn't fix huge debilitating bugs. But hey, at least you messed all of our perk cards up.
Gonna splatter your brain. Gonna splatter.
Alright, that makes way more sense. That makes way more sense. 956. 986. 1300 on the head. Alright, this makes way more sense. Alright, let's take this off. Let's take Wound Salter off, which is 30% extra damage against targets that are bleeding. The damage is still going up. Alright, let's put it back on. What was it called? Wound Salter. That's what it was. Oh, that was a headshot. It just punched his head off, though. That's that's cool. That's cool. Same for the body. Okay. Yeah, this doesn't even look like it's working. Honestly, Wound Salter. This looks like a fun build. Yeah, this is pretty cool. Alright, there's 12,000. 2,100. Was that 2 attacks? That was 2 attacks while power attacking. Alright, so we have max Furious stacks. Although, because we're not holding or max Onslaught stacks, but because we're not holding a Furious weapon, they're probably not doing anything. Because Overloaders only seems to work with Onslaught when you're holding a Furious weapon. If you have Onslaught stacks and you're not holding a Furious weapon, Overloaders does not work. So, even though there's a lot of bonuses for bleed damage, it looks like the way to go, at least right as of this moment in the PTS, is to put energy damage on both arms instead of the other ones. That looks like it's the way to go. Definitely. You can see an obvious damage increase, not only because of the damage numbers, but also the health bar. I was in a ghoul and it used an Iron Fist build and some dude... 19,000. Yeah, once taking one for the team kicks in. Mm-hmm. Yeah. If he's on a team, so he has high strength, and all those other team bonuses are working, and then you have taking one for the team, and you're a ghoul. Because that's probably working with radioactive strength, then. So, Onslaught works with Overloaders, but you have to have a Furious weapon equipped. So, if you have Onslaught stacks holding a Furious Gatling Plasma, Overloader's damage will increase. But if you have Furious stacks and you're holding the Cold Shoulder, Overloaders will not increase damage. It's kind of weird. Yeah, the ghoul cards. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. There's not much else. There's not much else that we could do here to increase damage, since they got rid of Bloody Mess. Oh, we need to put on solar powered to get extra strength. Ooh, incisor works. Mmm. If we get our ammo spender stacks up and then take off the cards, does it still stay? Yeah, it still says 20%. Hmm. That's weird. Incisor. Melee and unarmed weapons. That's right. Good call. What else can we add to boost unarmed damage? We have that equipped, even though I'm not really sure if it's working. Oh, Pain Train. Yeah, because Pain Train does bleed damage. So we've got Barbarian, which actually we might not even need Barbarian. Let's see. Yeah, we're hitting 1,000 DR without it. So we don't even need Barbarian. Iron Fist, obviously. Bloodluster, more bleed damage. Wound Salter, more damage against bleeding targets, even though this one might not be working. Incisor. And then Pain Train to do more bleed damage and more damage overall. Since we're going to be sprinting and running most of the time. We could put this on, since this card never gets used. Unless there's something else we can put in that spot, but... All right. Let's go back to that great yonder. What a dumb build. Yeah, it makes sense that the ghoul damage would be that high because... Dude, Pain Train combined with Overloaders is nuts. What the heck, dude? Dude, oh wait, hold on, what just happened? That is hilarious, dude. It's literally one punch, yeah. Oh, bud. It's funny, that's not even doing the 5-digit damage numbers like what you were talking about. And it's still just easily taking care of them. Oh my god. Wow. Dang. Oh, okay. This build is so ridiculous. This is so... And the fact that we still have our full stacks. We have full adrenaline, obviously, but we have full ammo spender and full furious. Cold shoulder is a really good weapon to pair with this. Or some kind of an explosive shotgun. Oh, that is fun. That is max fun. All right, let's try Thorn with Unarmed. And then we can try some of the new 4 stars for regular armor. All right. Ghoul did 2-punch Scorch Beast 3-star. What in the heck, dude? This game. Oh, this game. Wow. All right, what would be a good addition to an unarmed build for regular armor? Bruisers, maybe. Metabolic. Ooh, Rebounders is cool to try out. Make a build like this on your ghoul. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot of damage. That's crazy. You're going to be seeing... You're going to see a bunch of ghouls in power armor running around punching stuff. If they don't fix this. Absolutely. Alright, for this, we're going to try... Full Overeater Strength Cavaliers Rebounders. I want to see what Rebounders is all about. Alright, and then 2 of these pieces have ultralight build, which is extra action points. 2 pieces have braced, which is 40% chance to avoid melee damage. And then pneumatic on the chest, which reduces stagger chance. Okay. And now we will have Drill Fist, Sheep Squatch Staff, which does bleed dot. What's our strength at? Strength is at 47. It's lower than what it was in power armor. That doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be worse, but... You know, we're just going to redo all this. Whatever. Oh! Completely forgot about this. Sugar-free Nuka-Shine. Completely forgot about that. Or Nuka-Shine in general. Huh. Oh no, we wanted the armor bench. Kim Serum's Bobbleheads magazine buffs. Okay, so this would not apply to Nuka-Shine. Alright. Oh. I completely forgot again. Oh, man. Welcome to one of the most ADHD streams you'll see. ADHD Stream King is probably QSC, but we're getting there. We're getting close. You're right, you did. This brain had other plans, though. All right. So let's see. Let's do this.
Hey, little human.
All right, let's not do that. Since our health is so low. Oh, wait, hold on. We need to do ammo spender stacks first. Okay. So we're gonna use this to get our ammo stacks up. And then we're gonna use this to double them. So it's gonna go up to 20. Oh, brother! This guy stinks! Yeah. Yeah, we were actually talking about that earlier, about how having an alt with this update is going to be even more beneficial, because you can load your alt in the same area wherever you're at, and your alt would have full Aegis. So that way you would get full Aegis on top of whatever your normal 5-star is, and then you have your alt share the auto res perk card, so that way you now get auto reses also. So it's your alt could become the ultimate support character, PvE and PvP. Or rejuvenators. Well, unless you're a human. If you're a human, yeah, rejuvenators. If you're a ghoul, then Aegis. Hey, thanks for that $5 super chat. Meat Kid. Appreciate that, bud. Brewing Station. Toggle the unlock. There's a new Nuka-Shine you can craft. Sick. Alright, when we change weapons, we're gonna lose... Oh, we lose all of them? What? We might have to redo this. Is it... When you reload... Oh, if we change weapons, we might not be able to do that. We can do that with Unarmed, because we're technically not changing a weapon, we're just unequipping it. But... Oh, okay, that's not gonna work. Alright. I'll take that $5 and make a meatball emote. She all about that meatball emote. Wait, oh. Wait. Nope. That's gonna be... Resources? They need to change this to where it doesn't go through the sub-menu every time. It is a lot better, but still needs a little bit of work. Nuka-Shine 2 Electric Boogaloo? Melee attacks restore health. That's a pretty cool one. This would pretty much add vampires to whatever weapon you're using, more or less. Hoppy Hunter IPA? Wait, how do you select the item? What? What does minimize variance? How do we delete this? You should be able to just hit tab and then it'll back out so you can select this like in the old menu. So you... Alright. Cool. That's just stuck there. Time for some sleep. Thank you, Bearded Wanderer, for coming by, bud.
So weak.
So that looks like... Oh. That's pretty good. It looks like... Alright, let's take all this off. What is our DR gonna be after we redo serums? Redo serums. Huh. So, does Rebounders and Reflective, do they show damage numbers on the enemy now? Is that what that is? No, they don't. That is doing damage to him, but it doesn't show damage numbers. Okay, so when we went hit him... Oh, it's the dot damage. 620. Ooh, that's pretty good dot. Yep, and then all that dot comes off. Ah. The new damage number system is cool, for sure. This isn't as powerful as the Unarmed setup with power armor, but that's a lot of dot damage. Alright, that's actually not even optimized. So we have Bloodluster, Incisor. Let's put on... Ammo spender stacks aren't going to work, so we'll put back on Iron Fist. We'll put back on... Wound Salter. And then... It looks like we're going to have room for Blocker, so we'll just do that. And then... There is a serious lack of meatballs. Under modify, press X. Okay. Oh, that must have been talking about the camp thing. Love you some meatballs, huh? Yeah. Yeah, because Nuka definitely is not telling you guys to say that in chat right now, right? Definitely not. Telling you guys, hey, go say this in this chat real quick. Yeah, she's definitely not doing that, right? Who's Nuka? Yeah, dude. Right? Been asking that same question for a year straight now. Nobody has a good answer yet. Said, show the fish collection. Wait, why didn't that come up in, why did that not show up? It looks like Restream chat isn't showing all the chat messages. Whatever. Restream does that sometimes, for sure.
Time to die. Out of your brain.
898 headshot, 899 headshot. So it definitely increases the second time. So Wound Salter is working non-power armor. Doesn't seem to be working in power armor. Maybe? So hard to tell. What is the chat? You guys are asking a lot of really important questions right now. Boom, bam, boom. All right. Ask for so little. You're up against a very resilient enemy known as ADHD. So, good luck, dude. You gonna need it. All right, let's try. Let's actually see. What's our strength at? 57. This isn't unarmed, but that's a decent amount of dot damage. Actually, let's see what this looks like right now with this. Jeez, that dot is nuts, dude. Crazy dot. All the dots. This is what you're gonna hyperfixate. Guess what I'm gonna make you hyperfixate on this week? What? Wonder what that could be. Yeah, so that's 299 bleed dot. What was that? 59 divided by 32. 192 poison dot per second, and then 355 fire dot. What the heck, dude? That is a lot of dot. Lots o dot. What is this one? 2415 divided by 9. 268. Okay, so it's still pretty good. 2480 divided by 7. 354. The dot on this is just as good. Now, granted, this is a two-handed weapon, and this is not a two-handed loadout, but we can just see what this looks like.
You can't hide forever.
Dot's crazy.
Here's something.
What's the ultrasight sword looking like, damage-wise? Do we have any magazines or bobbleheads that can buff? Any of this? Damage from robots? No. Oh, damage when on a team. We'll use that one. That one will work. Dude, this isn't even... This isn't even a two-arm. This isn't even a two-handed build. $7,000, 1,500, 2,000. Dang, dude. It's a lot of numbers. That's a lot of things on screen to try to look at and...
Wherever you are.
1,017.09 divided by, what was that, 25 seconds? That actually might be doing more than the actual unarmed weapon. Yeah, we're not one-shotting them with the unarmed weapon, even though this is an unarmed build. But when we switch to two-handed, it's doing more damage. Yeah, it's doing more damage per hit compared to the... Miss. Yeah. Now, granted, the dot's taking care of him either way, but as far as the initial hit is concerned... Dang. That's wild. That's wild. This is where I put my meatball if you had one. Are you done? Whoa! What the heck, dude? Gotta look at that on an instant replay. Hold on. That was... It just fell straight down. That's so good.
Harder than you.
Huh. So that's weird that an unarmed build is doing, with an unarmed weapon, is doing less damage than two-handed weapons. Alright. Well, we could then just try to make another unarmed weapon and see if that makes a difference. Don't think we can make a gauntlet on this account. Fist weapons. Oh, we can. Okay. We'll do bloodied. We'll just keep it like that. One strength for 5 minutes. 10 strength. That would be cool to try out. Oh. Pounders. Yep. Pounders is probably going to be the way. Alright, well, we'll just keep it on bladed. What's that dot right now? 227, that's not bad. Let's see how that compares to the drill fist. The drill fist is cool, but part of the problem here is that this does armor penetration, which is not boosting the dot damage. Now, granted, it's not like it really needs it, because it's already doing a lot of dot damage anyway, but... We can just try. We can compare. See what the deal is. Crazy Town, what's up, man? Haven't seen you in a while. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, that seems like it's working better than the drill fist, even though the drill fist has all that dot damage.
Time to die.
So the gauntlet is just doing more damage per hit because we can put heavy hitters on it. But does that mean... Switch back to the drill fist. So that hit one hit. It's half. Well. Gauntlet does more damage per hit. But the Drill Fist has more bleed damage, or dot damage overall. So if you're, perhaps if you're going up against a tankier enemy, then that extra dot damage might have more time to work and might actually be better. But this is just doing more damage. Just right out the gate. Playing World of Warcraft again? Ah. Going back down that rabbit hole. Did you, had it been a while since you had played WoW last? You just picked it back up, or? Dang. Alright. Actually, what we could do is test damages against the Mirelurk Queen, which is going to be a lot tankier in a behemoth. So that way maybe we could compare one hit with the Drill Fist and then see what the dot does, and then one hit with the Gauntlet and see what the dot does.
What a day it's been, but I finally found you. Congratulations! Today is your lucky day. You've won the Great Appalachian Sweepstakes, and this
Stop playing consistently after the Lich King.
Notice, updated our privacy policy.
Wasn't Lich King considered to be one of the best expansions for that game?
Publication without your consent. Have a wonderful day.
Never played it, but played hardcore. Season discovery, but stopped. Now back again. Yeah, it seems like with WoW people, that's one of those games where no matter what happens, you just always find yourself coming back to it. Mr. Hardcore, what's up, bud? Welcome back. Where Queen? Where's she at? Bring her back. Wake up. That ain't it. What the hell? Where's the Queen? Well, we can try to reset. First three were favorite, which ended with Lich King. Yeah, that's right, because they were doing a series of expansions there for a bit. And then most people were considering Lich King to be the best one, right? What was it? It was Lich King, Burning Crusade? Let's just look it up. That's what we got Google for. Yep. Okay. Yeah, were those expansions around the same time in the same era? Oh, you ended in Lich King as well. Yeah. Where is this big idiot at? Alright. couple of years apart. Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, when Lich King came out, it was all the talk. It was all the rave. Oh. Yeah, Nuka Crazy Town said he's got a horde tattoo. It's funny how many people that play World of Warcraft have WoW tattoos. It seems like it's a higher percentage than most other games. Right? Maybe. Makes you think, which game has the highest percentage of people that get tattoos for it? Alright, so let's do... What's up, bud? We're gonna hit you once. With this. And we're gonna see what happens. Alright, that's where your health is at. Not as much damage, but more dot. Alright, let's try this again. We'll do Gauntlet first. Alright. So that's one hit of the Gauntlet. Still doing bleed dot. That's about where it stops. Alright. Let's hit him with the drill fist. It's still doing dot damage, but the dot on this, yeah, the poison dot on this is so long. So, the drill fist is going to do more damage over time if you just hit him once, but you're not going to hit him just once. Alright. Hit 8,500 crit on Snake if you're not sure how it's going to fare next update. Huh. There's a really good player. His name's Hobach. He's got a YouTube channel if you guys want to check it out. He posted a video of him taking down the Guardian with the current meta in the PTS. And he was hitting... He wasn't doing VATS, but he was still hitting 6,700 per hit without VATS. With the EPR. So, who knows? You might still be able to do that much damage with that post-update. Spent too much time on that game. Had a gilding raids. You traded one set of raids for another. with this game, right? Alright, let's check something out real quick. Too much time. Is that one of the reasons why you guys that played WoW so much kind of gravitated towards Fallout 76? Because of how many aspects of WoW are in this game? With it being MMO and all that? I'm gonna get back to the Overloaders build in a sec, but okay. Let's see. Bada bing, bada boom, bada bingy, bingy, boom. Bada bing, bada boom, bada bingy, bingy, boom. I'd say so. More of an open world game kind of dude. Gotcha, gotcha. Feel that. You ever play Borderlands? It's not open world. It's not necessarily MMO, but a lot of similarities to Fallout. Oh, you did enjoy the other Fallouts as well. Nice. Did you play 1 and 2 also? 1 and 2 are cool, but it's kind of hard to go back and play them now because of how they're just very slow. They're slow paced. And they didn't age well, of course, but that's kind of the charm of it. But they can be tough to play just because it just kind of drags on, right? If it wasn't for those two, we wouldn't have the rest of the stuff, obviously. Alright, let's go back to our overloaders. Never played Borderlands until recently where I played 3. Ooh, nice. Do you still have 3? How far did you get into it? 3 is sick. A lot of people didn't like it that were fans of the franchise from day one. Like the hardcore Borderlands fans weren't really a fan of 3. And most people consider 2 to be the best for sure. But 3's awesome, though. The story sucks compared to the other ones, but it's... The complete next-gen overhaul is really awesome. Graphics, etc. Yeah, it was a big upgrade going from Borderlands 2 to Borderlands 3 graphic-wise. Absolutely. The graphic difference from 1 to 2 was a little bit, but going from 2 to 3 was huge. Huge changes. 3 was also, fun fact, 3 was also the first game that they tracked and recorded real weapons and used those sounds in the guns in 3. Because in Borderlands 1 and 2, they did not track real weapons. But 3, they did. So not only was there a massive overhaul to the graphics and the gunplay, the way the guns felt, the way they reloaded, the whole 9. And yeah, with that came a lot more visual pollution on screen, which some people didn't like, but you had a whole... The overhaul of the sound design also, not just the guns themselves and the fact that they were recording real weapons, firing, clicking, malfunctioning, reloading, etc. But also just the explosions just hit a lot harder. So the whole next gen overhaul for Borderlands 3 was awesome. Story, not so much, but it's a looter shooter game, right? Granted, the story in 2 was so good, but some people don't play Borderlands for the story. And that's completely justified, right? Because at the end of the day, Borderlands is all about gear. It's about loot, right? Just the overhand. Just the overhand right to the face, dude. That's so fun. Don't need a story in every game that I play. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Sometimes it's cool, sometimes it's not. Part of the love that people have for Borderlands 3 or Borderlands 2 is the story, and that's completely justified. But some people don't care. Tomato, tomato. You sure about that, dude? Sure about that, dude? You sure about that? You sure about that? Yeah, stat lock is definitely still happening. At least it says Nerd Rage is doing 44% damage at full health in the Pip-Boy. Now, whether or not it's actually doing that damage... Maybe? Maybe not. Overloaders is ridiculous. Ridiculous. Played 2, but you really... Oh, so you did play 2. Sick. Wait, are you talking about... Are you talking about Fallout 2 or Borderlands 2? For Fallout, I started at 3, then 4, then 76. Never played New Vegas. Wow, dang. New Vegas is definitely the one that everybody thinks is the best. Kind of like with Borderlands 2. Most Borderlands fans consider Borderlands 2 to be the best. Most Fallout fans consider New Vegas to be the best. That's wild that you didn't play New Vegas. Damn. In order to truly understand how good New Vegas was, you really had to have played it when it came out, because that game did not age well. It definitely shows its age nowadays, but it's still awesome. It's still fun to play, for sure. Just cleared the whole room. Just cleared the whole room. Just get them out of there. Alright, let's go back and reset, and then we'll try Nuka-Shine. See what that is doing for our damage. Couldn't get into New Vegas. Yeah, that's understandable. Yeah, again, you really had to play it right when it came out. Play it or wait until the re-release comes out. That's not a bad idea. Especially if they do the remastered Fallout 3 and New Vegas like they did Oblivion. Let's redo our strength. Ah, there it is. But yeah, Crazy Town, if you're ever down to get on Borderlands 3, let's do it. Nuka was actually going to get on. She was playing Borderlands 3 recently yesterday, or a couple days ago. And we have 1 or 2 other people that would also jump in with us if you'd be down. We could actually probably get together a full four-person team for 3. So, that'd be cool. Alright, let's do sugar-free Nuka-Shine. Unarmed damage 100%. Damage resist. Fall speed. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna fall quicker. Yeah, that's cool. Heck yeah, dude. That'll be sick. Yeah, that'll be cool to have 4 people in a team on Borderlands. The movie, oh god. Tried to. Got about 10 to 15 minutes into it and just could not even muster up the strength to watch the rest of it. Alright, so we used our sugar-free Nuka-Shine.
Gonna splatter your brain.
That's funny, and then your brain's splattered. It's just like foreshadowing. Super Mew's like, hey, you remember that one time he said he was gonna splatter my... I'm gonna splatter your brains, and then my brains got splattered.
A noise.
Where's he at? Sugar-free Nuka-Shine. It'd be cool if this is an item that we could buy. Somehow. Either with gold or... Wow. Either with gold or something. Don't make it atoms, please. But something. We already have one decent buff item that we can only buy atoms with. We don't need to add another one to that list. Strength at 55. It's hard to tell if that Nuka-Shine's even doing anything. Because we're getting about the same damage numbers once it wears off. It's kind of weird. Swear I got maybe about 10 minutes in on multiple times. What part did you stop at in the movie? Did you stop at the part where she was at the bar? Because that was about maybe one scene after that. And it was, nah, we're changing this. Just, even when it went bootleg on YouTube, man, no. The movie just, something went wrong there. You have that much of a star-studded cast, and it still just sucks balls. Come on, man. Oh, okay, so you stopped at the same place? Yeah, man, that was nuts. That's funny. So bad. All right. We've got AP region, fall speed. Okay, so that's right. Oh, so this does not increase unarmed damage. Huh. The fall speed increasing is so weird. We need to fall from something really high and take off bird bones. And then just see how fast it is. Your boy was at the prison trying to run a rescue. Oh, okay. Was that the scene after that then? Okay, that makes sense. Yep. That would have been the cutoff. Yep. I should be like, alright, this is bad. Can't do it. Not happening. Not happening. No, let's actually do this. Yeah, we can at least say that we tried. We tried to give it a shot, but just so bad. It was like an indie movie. Actually, no. That's not even fair. Indie movies are better than that. Way better than that. How did they mess that up? You guys had plenty of money, obviously. Or was it that all of your budget went to just paying the actors and you didn't have anything left over for the writers or the script or anything? Yeah, Jack Black being Claptrap was a weird choice. Apparently, a lot of people actually liked him as Claptrap, though. And that was one of the better parts of the movie somehow. But even then, it doesn't matter. Movie bombed. But it doesn't matter. I mean, it's whatever. They got Borderlands 4 coming out. Everything from that looks awesome so far. So, it doesn't look like this Nuka-Shine is doing anything different. Honestly.
Kill you.
We should be seeing a much bigger increase. The cool thing, though, about them updating the damage numbers to where they reflect more accurately what's actually happening is now when you hit something with Pain Train, you actually see the numbers of it. 977, and then you see the bleed dot. Bleed dot. Bleed dot. That's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to actually be able to get a much better readout of what Pain Train is actually doing. And the fact that it's actually doing a lot more damage now. That's really cool. Alright, what we could do is, we could try... Oh, that was a weak point hit with Pain Train. You can headshot with Pain Train? That was weird. You know what's goofy about Pain Train 2 is that you can just run into a wall and it'll still work. So let's... Alright, so run into this wall. Let's see. Let's see if this will work. See if we can get this to work. Maybe they fixed it. Because it should work in an area. So he's getting close. We're running. Huh. Maybe not. Maybe they fixed that, but... Either way, Paint Train is way better than it used to be, which is cool. But now we're also going to go and we're going to put choo-choos on all pieces. And then see how high we can get that damage. Jumanji. Oh, the new Jumanji. Was that one, that one was pretty good, considering? Choo-choos got changed. So now Choo-choos adds ranks to Pain Train. Pain Train by itself is already a lot better than what it used to be. It's doing a lot more damage. You have a strong 6. As far as reboots are concerned, that's not bad. We should judge reboots differently on a scale of 1 to 10 than non-reboot movies. So now this set has full choo-choos, plus 1 rank to Pain Train. So now we're getting plus 5 ranks to Pain Train, and enemies hit by Pain Train bleed for 20 damage over 5 seconds. Okay, so we're gonna see what this does. We have Pain Train maxed out here. So we have 3 ranks. So this would mean we have 8 ranks total. $1,044. $1,045. Okay. What was that? It's hard to be able to catch the damage numbers. Alright, so let's do this. Let's run. Bats. Yep. We're just gonna hold down the run, auto run. All you gotta do is hold auto run and just go into VATS. And then let Pain Train do all the work. Where's it at? Yeah. Getting stuck. That's the problem with doing this, is you get stuck on stuff randomly. But you just hold the auto run key, and then you just use your mouse, go into VATS, and just run circles around them. And then they're just... This is the dumbest meta. This is the stupidest meta.
What is it?
So ridiculous. It's good that Pain Train got buffed, though, for sure. It's been needing that for a long time. Hellcat armor is so cool looking. Just unlocked it. It's the best one. My favorite, personally. Hellcat armor is sick. Yeah, so let's, but yeah, Nuka, this is full choo-choos on all pieces. So it's full choo-choos with Pain Train. But they changed choo-choos to where it adds 1 rank of Pain Train per piece. So instead of, pretty much, instead of Pain Train being rank 3 right here, it's rank 8. So what you do is you just hold auto run, VAT something, and then just run circles around it. And all of them are dead. Because pretty much when you're auto running and you VATS a target, you just do these circles around it. So you're just constantly, Choo-Choo is constantly proccing Pain Train is, so you're just damage, 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 damage. One punch, man. Pretty much, we don't even, dude, we're not even punching. We're just running. We don't even have to... we don't even have to punch. We were doing one man punches earlier. We were getting about, what, 2,000, 3,000 damage per hit, which was enough to one-hit kill a super mutant, but somebody in chat was saying that he was watching a video of a guy that was a ghoul and had 19,000 damage per hit, or something ridiculous. It's pretty obvious radioactive strength is still doing multiplicative damage. Alright, let's try this. Let's do Hellcat. Let's change this to Cavaliers, since we're going to be doing nothing but running. And then we're going to change it to Choo-Choos. Yeah, Hellcat is sick. That ballistic damage reduction is awesome. We'll do motion assist servos just for some extra strength. And then for the legs, we'll just leave it on cooling vent. For the arms, we'll just do optimized bracers. Alright, and Pain Train is doing bleed damage, so this is probably also working. Wound Salter, which is giving us 30% more damage on a bleeding target. So we hit the target the first time with Pain Train, it does bleed damage. Then when we hit it again, it's doing 30% more damage with Wound Salter. And then we have Bloodluster, which is increasing the total, which is increasing dot damage per second. 35% more dot damage and decreasing the duration, which is what you want. Won't even have to worry about ammo. You're right. You're right. Probably gonna have a lot more people doing that with all these changes they're making to ultraside ammo. Just gonna be, nah, we just won't use ammo anymore. Oh, this is overloaders, not choo-choos. Whoops. Wait a minute, why is this not proccing? Get out of that. It would be great if we could just have a solid black paint job for this. Like the clandestine paint job that's on the T65. If we had that for Hellcat, ooh! Ooh! That'd be so cool. There is one paint for this, though. That is just, it doesn't let you apply any of them. That's weird. There's one paint that's it's not a reskin, but it's just a paint job on the Hellcat pieces. Father Winter paint. That's pretty cool to see. Because normally that's just a actual T65 drop from Foshnot, but to see it as a paint right here is pretty interesting. Huh, it's weird. Alright, we gotta put choo-choo. Oh wait, this was choo-choos. That's weird. Why wasn't it procking? That's strange. Might have been a bug, but... Alright, Crazy Town, do your thing, bud. Yeah, why isn't this working? That's weird. I was just doing it a minute ago. Maybe we need to redo some stuff? Yeah, you could redo food, but... Oh crap, did not want to eat that. Whoops. Okay, now it's not working. Maybe it has to do with the armor? We'll get out of Hellcat. And we'll go into the Vulcan strength. This set was definitely doing it. Because this has full choo-choos. What? Dude, why is choo-choos not working on this Hellcat set? That is so weird. It wasn't even proccing. It's not even like it might have been doing less damage or something. It just wasn't even proccing at all. That's so weird. That doesn't make any sense. Why would the armor matter if it procs or not?
No.
So we just fats while running, do some circles. Auto run. Do some circles. He's dead.
Scared already?
Scared already? Scared already? Yep, just VATS, run some circles, and then disappear! Gone. See you later. Father Winter, PA helmets that aren't T65. Wait, was the Father Winter helmets were just... Those were only T45, right? Or did the Father Winter helmets drop as different ones? Like T51 or something? Because T65 is the gold power armor that you purchase with gold bullion. Look at that dumbass fish. Solomon's Pawn. Let's see if this behemoth is going to spawn. We can run some circles around him. Universal Paint. Oh, that's right. That's right. They were... Okay. There was some mix-up about that on whether or not it was a craftable item or whether or not it was a paint skin or something like that. Alright, well this is in the water, so we're not going to be able to do it, but, let's let him come out of the water. And then we can see how this works against a much tankier enemy. Alright, auto run, VATS. Alright, it's pulling us out of VATS. There we go. Proc. It's procking. It's not making the noise, but his health is definitely going down. That is hilarious. What the fuck did that fish ever do to you? That's a decent question. The better question is, what does that fish know about Bass Pro Shop? Huh?
A lot of people have tried to figure out what makes Bush's baked beans taste so darn good. Roll that beautiful bean footage.
You ever buy a first-person MMO game just to increase your fish collection? That's what it's like to drive a Ford F-150. Ouch. Looks like a bluegill doesn't really know any... What was that English that you just typed? What was that? What the heck is a bluegill? If it ain't a bass fish, it ain't a real fish. You asked what he knew about Bass Pro Shop. Oh, that's what he knows about Bass Pro Shop. He doesn't know any bass. Heck yeah, dude. Dude, heck yeah. It was. That was pure comedy gold. Ha. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Ha. Ha 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 ha.
Blow it out your ass.
Can we get this to crit? Alright, let's try this. Let's do boom. Okay, so it will crit. You can crit Pain Train, apparently. Because the crit meter was full, and now it's not. This isn't as effective. Still doing a lot of damage. But the problem is we're getting staggered. And that's messing up our... running. So 1300. Very interesting.
Oh, Ed. Comedy? I remember when they invented a comedy. I always hated it. Weasel probably.
Well, all right, guys. What you think of overloaders? What you think of choo-choos? A lot of weird stuff. A lot of interesting ways to dispose of super mutants right now. Very strange. The choo-choo ones, overloaders is nuts for sure, but the choo-choos one is probably the most ridiculous one. Auto run, VATS, do circles until it dies, and then move on. You don't even have to punch. You don't even have to use ammo. You ain't got to do nothing. You just run and just do damage. That's hilarious. What do you guys think, though? What do you think about that? Choo-choo's dynamic. Overloaders. Just run face first into a Mirelurk Queen. It didn't work as well as with the Mirelurk Queen because she keeps kicking you out of VATS. Kept kicking us out of VATS. It worked a lot better with the Behemoth because we were able to stay in VATS and just do circles, and you just saw his health go tick, 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 tick. Mirelurk Queen was a little bit more different. Little tougher to pull that off because of the staggering and the constantly getting kicked out of it, but yeah, that was pretty interesting. Crazy Town, welcome back. We're about to call it, though. About to call the stream done. Appreciate you guys coming by. I've been saying this for weeks now, but Wednesday, gonna try to do a Borderlands stream. Was going to last Wednesday, had it set up, but ended up doing something else instead. But kissed by a rose on the bed. Ooh, been out on getting you a stranger, the bells away. Now that my roses are blue. Ooh. But yeah, Borderlands stream Wednesday. A lot of you guys have been playing Borderlands again, so it just kind of makes sense. It'd be sick to get an actual group of people in there. So actually, hey, if you guys are down to play Borderlands 3 Wednesday, 5 p.m. Eastern, we could do it on stream. That'd be pretty cool. Either way, though, probably do Borderlands 2 or 3 on Wednesday and run it. I appreciate you guys coming by, though. This was fun. The new Pain Train meta. Overloader's meta turned into Pain Train meta, which is pretty cool. Well, alright guys. Appreciate you coming by. If you're on YouTube and you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. If you're on Twitch and you haven't already, hit that follow button. And don't remember, if you're on Twitch, or don't forget, if you're on Twitch, you can use your Amazon Prime sub for free. 0 cost. So if you have not used your Amazon Prime sub, use it on someone. You ain't even got to use it on this channel. Just don't let it go to waste. I appreciate you guys coming by. We're going to find somebody to raid on Twitch, so don't go anywhere. Stop by Twitch chat, say what's up to those people. And, yeah. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Yeah!